Nowadays, calls are either from scammers or pranks, like police detectives, still without leads. This case slowly slipped from memory until 4 years later, when a guy named Zhisheng showed up, who was originally a promising television producer. However, for faking his show, he was exiled to remote Daku City, where the 5 kids vanished. Now, Zhisheng is eager to make a name for himself. He can't wait to get his hands on a hot news story to turn his luck around, and right when he arrives, he runs into some cops, and the parents of the missing kids, who are tackling an epic water extraction at a lake. This situation arose after someone claimed to see 5 kids by the lake a few days ago, but ultimately, not leaving Zhisheng scratching his "Why is this TV station still reporting on this after all this time?" When he gets back to the station, he finds the missing kids' files and discovers a mysterious interview video of Professor Jiang, who's quite the expert in crimes. Professor Jiang has been keeping an eye on this case and suggests the kids probably just got lost. The killer's goal was to stir things up and disrupt the election. Zhisheng couldn't believe his ears when he heard this. Is it possible a politician plotted this conspiracy just to get elected? If he figured this out, that would be a groundbreaking story, and he'd be rolling in the dough. So he approached Professor Jiang in hopes of gaining a deeper understanding. Speaking of analysis, indeed, there are some reasonable explanations, as well as some inconsistencies. Some do, others don't, like a puzzle. Kids vanish, total chaos. So who's picking up the pieces? Zhisheng was enthralled by Professor Jiang's analysis. Later, he learned the police didn't buy Jiang's theory either, always insisting it was just an accident. The police stuck to their accidental story, leaving Professor Jiang with some serious resentment towards them. Later on, Professor Jiang took Zhisheng to his lab, further explaining his theory. Things were about to get really bizarre. Like, the boy's mom started shouting in the village not long after the kids left, "The kids are missing." She even turned the entire village upside down. I mean, normally, kids on a playdate come back near sunset. Parents usually wouldn't worry that much, and what baffled Professor Jiang was that the Zhang family's door was usually wide open. But that fateful day, they locked it up. Not long after, Zhang's mom got a call. The caller claimed to be Zhang, yet Mom didn't hit the trace button, she just recorded. Zhang's mom was oddly calm on the call. If it were her son's voice, she had totally recognized it immediately. What's even weirder? After the call, Zhang's mom stayed silent for 17 seconds. A normal mom would have freaked out. Acting like nothing happened indicates she might be hiding something, making the Zhang family look super suspicious. After hearing Professor Jiang's analysis, Zhisheng was thrilled and curious his comeback was near. Curious about what the Zhang family was thinking, the duo decided to investigate the Zhang household for clues. Before setting off, Zhisheng approached the detective in charge of the case and shared his theory with Professor Jiang, but the cop was totally It's pretty unwise to accuse the kids' parents based on baseless theories. But Zhisheng was determined and went to the Zhang's place with Professor Jiang anyway. As soon as they stepped inside, the atmosphere in the Zhang household felt funky. The duo made quite a racket at yet nobody came to greet them. Zhang's mom was silent as a statue. Finally, Zhang's dad appeared and welcomed them inside. Just as Dad was bending down to rummage for something, Jiang caught a glimpse of a bag of cement in the room. Suddenly, Zhang's grandma popped up and made a weird gesture. She pointed to Zhang's dad as if to say, "This guy's got major suspicion written all over him," and that totally reinforced their theory. Professor Jiang eagerly asked Zhang's dad why Mom didn't hit the trace button after the phone call. Dad pulled out the phone, demonstrating and saying, "Oh, that was just an operator error. That's why I didn't trace it." They seemed to have answers and left to ponder for a while. Before they left, Professor Jiang asked to use the restroom. But wouldn't you know it, Zhang's dad immediately chimed in that he needed the loo too. Good thing they had 2 of them. In the restroom, Zhang's dad loudly said, "Since my son went missing, it's been tragic. They've tried everything to find him, but to no avail." Jiang thought those words sounded super suspicious. To make matters worse, when Jiang came out, he saw Zhang's dad spying on him through a crack in the door. Back with Jiang, based on all those strange behaviors today, Jiang put forth a theory no one had considered. Actually, the kids never even went to the mountain. Zhang's dad is the murderer, and the kids are buried in their home. Zhisheng told. Soon enough, Jiang convinced the police to excavate the Zhang residence, and Jiang got the station on board for live coverage. On the excavation day, other parents were also present. Jiang had workers clean the restroom before moving to the backyard for wall demolition. After a while, a worker pulled up a shoe from the restroom, and everyone thought they finally saw hope. But once they cleaned it, everyone was just shocked. It was a pink girl's shoe. Jiang, looking disheartened, trudged to the backyard and watched another worker digging deep, silently praying for some solid evidence. But the workers hit rock bottom, nothing. This ground search operation was a total bust, and Jiang and Jiang left utterly dejected. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's keep following this intriguing case together.